Hey, what's up guys, Totallydubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review on the Philips 241P6EPJEB. God, it's quite a mouthful. It can be found for around £220 on Amazon.co.uk and $300 on Amazon USA. Links will be down in the description below in case you're interested. Now, the monitor is running on an IPS display at 23.8 inch. It's got a 16:9 aspect ratio and runs at 1080p at 60 Hz. And it's got a quoted response time of 5 milliseconds, which I'll get into in just a second via some CSGO playing. It's got inputs of VGA, DVI-D, DisplayPort, and HDMI, which is also MHL compatible. It's also got 4 USB 3.0 ports, which one of them is fast charging compatible, which is great for charging your smartphones. A little side note, the USBs are located on the left-hand side of the monitor, which is a little bit awkward, considering most PCs are located on the right-hand side. Now let's get into the build quality. Now first of all, the build quality of this monitor is absolutely fantastic. A lot of Philips monitors have got good build quality, and it's good to see a slightly budget monitor to have a also great build quality. Now this stand can do basically everything you want, go up and down, tilt, and it can do a full 180 in order for you to see it in a portrait mode versus a landscape mode. Now you'll be able to see at the front over here there's a few sensors. Now these sensors relate to power sensor and light sensor. Now these two functionalities are a little bit different. So light sensor basically analyzes your room and tries to give you an accurate display based on your light settings. It's not something I would really recommend because, well, it's something that's useful to have there, but I just wouldn't use it if it was me. Power sensor is actually aimed in terms of reducing your energy bill, and that's basically if you go away, you're AFK basically. If you go away from your monitor will literally reduce its backlight in order to save you a little extra few pounds for your electricity bill. It's a useful feature, but for those like me who actually just turn off their monitor when they go away from their PC, or actually switch off their PC, which is something I would actually recommend, then it's not a big deal. They can be adjusted via the OSD, which you just saw there. And in terms of the OSD, you've got the buttons over here, which are actually quite useful. For once, you've actually got buttons. You haven't got any touchscreen displays or really annoying buttons over here. They're very easily labeled and easy to understand. Now, the OSD, you'll be able to customize whatever you want. So through the setup, language, you've got color, which I've got on user define at the moment. You've got sRGB and color temperatures. In terms of the picture, you've got smart response, which I'll get into in just a bit. You've got pixel orbiting, which reduces overall screen burn, and you've got light sensor inputs and power sensor. Now, what about its display? So the display obviously is running on IPS display, so therefore you expect accurate colors, and I'm pleased to say that you do get really accurate colors and a nice vibrant image. So I'm just flicking through a few 2K display, 2K wallpapers over here. So obviously it's a 1080p display, but you'll be able to see the colors are really vibrant, and hopefully you're able to see that. So let me just reduce the EV on my camera, so you guys get a little better accurate reproduction of this. So as you can see, so yeah, colors are quite good. The deep blacks are well represented. God, I can't even speak. And you got nice white tones as well, which are not overly done or overly saturated in any way, and so being a bit yellowish in tinge or anything like that. They're accurate whites. So overall, the actual panel quality is fantastic, and considering it's IPS, you get also fantastic viewing angles, which is not a big deal for most, but if you pivot it whichever way you want, you'll still see really accurate colors. That's a great thing. However, I did notice that the panel is kind of on the dull side. In other words, this monitor right now is running at 100% brightness, and even though it's running 100% brightness, I feel that I could crank it up. Just a little 20% extra is what I would want. Now, I've got a really bright room at the moment, so obviously that is a factor to it, but even then, I would just prefer it to be just a little bit brighter in order to produce just a lighter image for those that must be in maybe sunny conditions or in a bright room like myself. So that's one of the negatives about the panels, but apart from that, really impressed. Now, what about its gaming performance? So I've got CSGO I had launched open. I've probably just been kicked out or something, but I'm just playing against bots, as you do. Now, the actual gaming performance is a little bit sluggish, to be honest. Now, it's got an IPS display, which means that, you know, you don't expect the fastest response time, but I did feel that there's a little bit of input lag between the monitor and the on my mouse. And when I did boost down its response time, so if I just go into the settings and go into picture and go into smart response, you'll be able to see now that I can boost down the response time, which if you just look at the how fast the movement is, you can see hopefully that it's a lot more responsive. So I'm moving the same pace, but yet the fastest response time, the fastest setting over here really responds a lot better to my mouse movements. However, as you'll be also able to see is that when I go on fastest, hopefully you can see on the wall over here, when I shake, there's a little bit of ghosting. Well, when I say a little bit, there's a lot of ghosting. So I'm just zooming in just a little bit so you guys can see. So you can see those colors on the wall, say over here, are really dramatically shifting. If I just go and do that, hopefully you'll be able to see that a little bit more, and it's a little bit more obvious in terms of the ghosting that occurs. And it's actually horrendous. I would never play on this. It would be actually worse. Of course, you got a faster response time, but at the same time, you've got all this ghosting, which really is distracting. So in all honesty, when it came to gaming, I had to use it with its picture mode and smart contrast, smart response time to off, because or else it was just way too distracting. Now when it came to using it off, I just felt it was just too sluggish for competitive gaming. Now obviously if you're casual gaming, then it's going to be fine, but if you're someone who's going to be playing some CSGO, for example, you're just going to feel that you're just not accurate enough and fast enough to respond to certain things that are happening in the game. So unfortunately it's not a monitor I would recommend for real competitive gaming, but anyway, that's just, I guess, not to say my opinion, but that's through my test as what I found. Apart from that, guys, I mean, the monitor is not really aimed at gamers. It's not really said in any way in terms of gaming. It's more of a sort of say office PC, an office monitor, or a monitor that's used for viewing. And in that respect, it's a good monitor. Now, it is quite cheap as well. You know, it's reasonably. I would say it falls just above a budget monitor price range. And so, considering its specs and considering its panel quality, especially its colors, then I can say I could recommend it if someone's just looking for photo editing or video editing, at least at 1080p. Now, obviously, there's a lot of other monitors out there, but in comparison to the other ones, you know, it has a really fantastic color accuracy. So, not for gamers, mainly for people who want color accuracy, and obviously it is only 1080p. It's not 2K or 4K or anything like that, and it's reasonably affordable. So I would recommend it, but you know, obviously your mileage might vary. You know, I personally use a 2K display, and you know, it's almost the same price, but it was a Korean monitor, and therefore it doesn't have any warranty and all of that. So it just depends on you. But anyway, decent monitor. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. If you have, make sure you give it a nice healthy thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. Do let me know your opinions of the video and the actual monitor if you've got it or you're thinking of buying it. And more than anything, favourite and share, as it's spreading the love, and that's always a plus. So alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Take care and bye bye.